Here we go. All right. We are doing an Australian midnight show. Uh, this is my experiment where I basically do a comedy show with my ethnic background coming to the fore. Okay. This is from the New York Post, one of the rags of the city, and I like that rag particularly. And we're going to do a little comedy. We're going to try to sift out the humor in the New York scene from something of a reactionary perspective. Because I am ultimately reactive. But what the hell? Like this, what the hell? That's me. All right. First article, lefty budget buster polls free bus rides. They want like in the Soviet Union, and then they had free bus rides and free train rides. I mean, there was a cost to that. You know, everything has its cost. You got your free bus ride, your free train, and the purges. Joey Stalin killed people sporadically for no good reason, just to show he could do it. He was the boss. No. They say MTA, you know, not that I'm against what these left-wing politicians are trying to do. No, I'm all for it. In fact, I think if I was going a bus or a train, I should get combat pay, given the situation currently. You know, because you got your axe murderers, your stranglers, your push in front of the subways. In fact, they're gonna make some new stuff on the subways so it keeps people from being able to push you in the tracks. The MTA. Menacing TikTok toenails. MTA? Assholes. Anyway. That article is not just Pelosi. Now, apparently, this lunatic, schizophrenic, and not the good kind, because there are good schizophrenics, believe me. Sweet guys who just, you know, make a little joke and have a little obsession and all that stuff. But this guy, this naked radical concept of nudity, I don't know if he wanted everybody to take their clothes off or not. And he was a lefty, but then he went righty, and he was going to make a hit upon some liberal people. He was going to, if he went after Pelosi, right? She wasn't home, so he busted out of the door of the husband. Then he's going to go after Tom Hanks, America's sweetheart. Come on. I not believe it. Agree with Tom in all his movies, you know, his choices, his political choices, but I can't get over my love for the man because of Splash. That was a movie. Anyway, and Bosom Buddies. If you go far back enough, they want to embarrass Tom when he was playing the cross-dressing guys going to college. It was a very good show. It was the first time. It was a comedian. Anyway, they went after Tom Hanks, and also he was going to go after Gavin Newsom, the guy with the grease back hair, the California kid, who's going to run for president pretty soon. How he would get past the security, I don't know. Then again, he did get past Pelosi's security. Just shows that Pelosi and her husband are a little bit arrogant, a little bit. Now, now this is the guy with the make-believe money. Make-believe money. There's basically your Bitcoin, in which you make believe you have money and people invest in the make-believe money. Well, apparently this man was stealing billions of dollars. His girl, this mousy little chick who is part of his whole enterprise there and also embezzled money, she's going to steal state evidence. And I feel kind of sorry for the vegetarian pudgy guy. He's so pudgy. You're saying, Vincent, who are you to call somebody pudgy? You're beyond pudgy. True enough. But I believe that you should make the commitment. Either you're a little pudgy or you're a lot pudgy. But be pudgy all the way. No half measures. The man was a vegetarian, but apparently he ate a lot of cake, as far as I'm concerned. There has to be an explanation for his pudgy. And so maybe he never saw a gym in his life. I don't know. Anyway, she's going to send evidence. He's going to get 150 years. She'll get a slap on her wrist. just like abroad to get away with that stuff. He thought he had them all there. He had a orgy situation. He's their pair. They scoop around a lot. They have group sex, your basic group sex, and they're polyamorous. There's just a straight, a fancy word to say group sex. Quite honestly, what? Payments to partner. What? uh Payments to parents. Oh, the parents are involved in. Now these parents are what you call your basic college professors, and they got in Aruba or the islands, they had a property. They were given a $16 million house. Were they in on it? Are they going to send state evidence? Are they in trouble? They were what you call your academic people. Also, a bunch of crooks and wanted to rob investors. It's a war against capitalism, I say. Oh, yes. War against capitalism. They took advantage of global capitalist people. I would never fall for that. No Ponzi scheme for me. First of all, I don't have the money to invest in this stuff, but that's not the point. The point is, I would go be suspicious. Bitcoin, what the hell? Now, right now, he's complaining, Mr. What is his name again? Frybank. Frybank might do, he or Frying Bank. He's in one of those island prisons that apparently is stuffed with rodents and maggots. No good. And he's worried about his dietary situation. I don't know. I gotta look at it. What am I looking at here? Yeah, there's Gene Tunney. This is comedy. This is experimenting comedy. I'm taking all the Italian and Sicilian blood in me. It's affecting the brains. I thought I would actually do a different character in this and call myself Vinny Vigento. But Nostra Vinny would get very confusing if I started doing that. And I don't want to confuse the 12 and a half people who are my audience. Status quo for Quadsco Joe gotta go. Now, these are very left-wing, very liberal people who don't want the Republicans to get into the office, and they think Biden is a little too old and a little too moderate. Bolshevik Joe, Bolshevik Biden is too moderate for these people. Good God, what the hell do you want? Too moderate? You out of your mind? It's practically part of the Politburo in the Soviet Union circa 1930. I don't get it. Anyway, they are afraid that he will lose the election to St. Santos. He might. I don't even think he's going to make it. His brain is deader than Ruth Ginsburg during her last hours or years. You know what I mean? She hung on a little too long. They had to carry her into the Capitol after time. I go by this: somebody shouldn't be president or Supreme Court justice if I couldn't trust them in my house alone. So I don't even about burning it down or something. Anyway. Moody joke spice. Oh, Pelosi, another old bat. Pelosi was saying that they lost the election because of moody white men not having jobless moody white men. That condescending ice cream bitch. Let me tell you something about Miss Pelosi. Miss Pelosi is one of those old feminists who hates men since way back. In fact, she tortured her husband so much that the guy gets drunk on the road and almost totals his car. And there's a little shady thing going on. We don't know what's going on. I think personally, he invited that homeless guy there, not because there was any sexual. There was rumors that, but I don't believe that. I believe he was just a lonely old man. Lonely old man looking for a friend. Lonely old man, since I don't know when. Lonely old man. Now, talking about old men, I want to show off Vlad Putin. Said we're pretty much close to atomic war. The guy is showing off missiles and saying, look, if we start to lose in the Ukraine, I'm going to go nuke. I'm going to blow up the friggin' world because I want Kiev. This is not going to work out for anybody because first off, those Ukrainians, they're tough sons as it comes. They surprised me. I'm like a military sort of a nerd, you know, and I thought the Russians would have too much resources, too many men, too much firepower, that they would crush Ukraine within a few months or a week even. But those brave Slavic salamanders beat the hell out of the Russians. And the Russians are using everything their umbrella power. They still might lose the Ukrainians. They still might. They still might. If nukes are involved, a mushroom cloud. Oh my God. That would really ruin my podcast. Oh my God. Now, gotcha ganja. Now, apparently, marijuana, the Mary Jane, is legal in New York, except for those who don't want to be taxed or regulated. And then who needs legal smoke shops and actually a school bus. School bus selling drugs. That can't be that can't be good. This little kid is going to go, oh, let me go to the school bus and buy my drugs there. The kind that have 12% fentanyl. I don't know. I never did the marijuana. I was in it. Oh, once a girl, she was so cute. And I wanted to, get in good with her. So she offered me marijuana. And what happened, I teared up, I nose run, and I it didn't agree with me at all. And I didn't look sexy, and I never had the hoopy doop. You know what the hoopy doop is. You're no fool. I don't have to get lewd. Man, my age, don't get lewd. It's not right. COVID origin. Now we all know that it came from a Chinese land because the Chinese, brilliant people that they are, it's a really good thing to put your biological weapons installation in a heavily occupied land with millions and millions of people around. Nothing could go wrong with that. Nothing could go wrong with that. Not in the middle of the desert where you'll put it in the middle of the desert and have an artificial town where they keep all the precautions. But no, do it that way. Now, these are all articles, by the way. They may not be comedy gold, but there's a good perspective on it. Look, this is experimental. Don't judge me. Let me see. Cop, radio, sex pro. Now, apparently, a policeman, a first responder, our protectors were doing the hoopy doop with somebody in their car and went over the airwaves. They're investigating this because that's not, you're not supposed to. You're supposed to be basically, excuse my eyes. You're supposed to be doing your coply duties, protecting the public. No, they're humans. They're human, and if they have an opportunity, and the person that's doing the hoopy doop, or the noogie knock, as I call it, when I want to be more sophisticated, I could forgive him because he protects me. He protects me. I'll tell you, I like the cops. Oh, I've been roughed up by cops. Oh, yes, but I forgive them. As a good Christian and no had it coming, well, urine tech is a priority. Now, this is interesting. The MTA, it's not the rats, although they said last week that getting rid of the legions of rats was a priority. Priority would stop people from throwing it in front of the tracks. That's my priority. Or hitting you with a machete. That would be my first priority, not avoiding getting urine all over you, the smell of the urine. But apparently, the MTA intends to take this urine smell out of the elevators and out of the overall place. The subway system without selling like unclean bathroom wouldn't be the same thing to me. I get nostalgic for that urine smell. It reminds me of my own incontinence. Oh yes. Mom, what's this? Moms knows best. Moms, we're getting back to arranged marriages. Apparently, there is a big posse of females, women who are moms, who are playing matchmaker. Reminds me of Fiddler on the Roof. If I were a matchman, a la dee 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 da dee doo doo dee da dee dee doo. All day long I'd match the young men with the young women. and get it in hand. Wouldn't have to work hard, just go and force them in and out of this marriage. La la dee. Parent Trap. What's that? I don't remember what I read. Parent Trap? Parent Trap. I don't know. I can't remember. Look at my notes. Oh my goodness. What is going on here? Oh, quick liquor mixer. Now apparently diet sodas get you drunker than having like a regular Pepsi or Coke. You know why? Because when you have the diet, you don't have the sugar diluting your liquor. So this whole article was based on getting really high on diet sodas. This is not healthy. We're not supposed to get really high quicker. Is this indulging in the alcoholism, the mass alcoholism that this society suffers from? I disapprove. I disapprove of all this stuff. I never got drunk. Well, I did get drunk. I used to down wine, iced teas, and wild turkey. But I was never a drunk. I could stop it when I wanted to. Just what's oh, there was a serial criminal, pickpocket, petty criminal, robbing people left and right. He's not going to be charged. He's done 100 crimes by the DA, who the DA was basically doesn't believe in law and order, which is paradoxical. I think I'm using that big words correctly. And he's letting this guy run loose. This is a very criminal time. If I was a great time to be a criminal right now. This is their heyday. Anyway, I'm going to sign off. I don't know how long I've been doing this, but we're going to see. We're going to see. Okay. Okay. Goodbye.